Hello curators, in this video I will try to help you and convey my vision of how to evaluate subgraphs and successfully complete mission 2 tasks. So first of all I want to say that this video is not an instruction. See it as a kind of help and hint in order to understand how to approach the subgraph and where to start. Basically, I am making this video for those who do not consider themselves and IT specialists and are not very versed in programming. In order to complete the task of mission 2, we need to analyze 5 subgraphs and answer several questions for each of them. In order to make it easier to answer questions, not to get confused and to have the necessary information at hand, I created a separated document. In this document I added questions and additional fields for each subgraph. You will find a link to it under this video or in Discord. So this document have 5 lists, one list for one subgraph, and when you start to search information and analyze your subgraphs, you can paste information in these fields. So let's start. And I open my first subgraph. First of all, I want to say how to fast and easy find subgraphs that you get on your email. Just open one subgraph on Graph Explorer, copy graph name that you have and change the link in browser. Delete the last words after 2 slashes and input your subgraph name. So I see that my subgraph is Dow House, and let's start to input information in document. Project name, project link in Explorer. So we don't have GitHub subgraph link because in these fields admin of the subgraph don't edit this information. Unfortunately, the absence of a link to the GitHub complicates the work of the curators, and the assessment of the subgraph since the main body of information, first of all, the subgraph code is hidden from us. Therefore, we will have to look for information about the project in other sources. This is going to be a little tricky, but I will tell you how. First, we need to find the project itself for which the subgraph is built and paste it in this address after the last slash. In theory, we should open a page where we'll see the manifest of the subgraph, but for some reason I don't understand the manifests of some subgraphs are not loaded. Then you have to search manually. This is what the manifest of another subgraph looks like, which I managed to download. In this manifest we see a lot of information, but you need to find source. So look what network these subgraphs work. This subgraph work in mainnet, Ethereum mainnet, and now we copy this subgraph address go to the scan and we need to find this smart contract. This is not a smart contract of projects that I evaluate now, and I wouldn't write it to my document, just show you what information we need here. You need to open contract and look at code. What do we need? You need to find the events and then compare them with the subgraph code to see if the subgraph is processing enough information to use it for this project. As you remember, this is not contract of Dollhouse project, and now I will to find information manually. All information about this project, smart contract too. So first I copy project name and open Google. What is the Dollhouse? I think this Twitter is about this project. Yes, I see logo logo on subgraph. Now I open link. When you have found the project site, you need to carefully review it, understand what this project does, what is for, and also find the address of the smart contract. So first of all, I open Explorer. I think this is main product of this project. As I can see, this project is about some kind of associations of people combining their funds into some kind of pools. That is, even without opening the subgraph code, I can draw the initial conclusions that it should contain information about user and pools, and accordingly about all sorts of actions that they perform within the project. We need to find fair contract address of this project. If you find yourself in the same situation as me, then go throughout all the pages of the project and try to view as many pages as possible. For example, I was lucky and I found the GitHub page of this project. And when I see this page, and what I found, smart contract address and subgraph URLs. That is, we can conclude that the project is already working on our subgraphs, and perhaps we are analyzing this subgraph. Okay, let's find contract. So I don't think that we have read this contract. Unfortunately, we were unlucky to see the contract code. It happens. Therefore, you just have to open the subgraph and logically analyze it, answering the points of the questions from the document. So, how we can see this is big subgraph, a lot of objects, a lot of information. Of course, I need more time to understand the project and the subgraph, but now I can say that it was made by professionals, and most likely here I will not be able to offer much as additions. So, if I start to edit information and answer the question about the subgraph, of course I write that this subgraph is process information about how pull tokens, transfers and others. Yes, of course, this subgraph looks production ready because the how project use it. Of course, the subgraph look like it will be useful for other users. I think that some users can build some resource of or site or tab which analyze information from how. So as I tell earlier, I need more time to understand the project, but now I can write here to answer the question that in schema I want to see more descriptions and hints. The subgraph is quite large, and the user or programmer who open the schema for the first time will take a long time to understand what each field and variable means. Descriptions would be appropriate here. The last two questions are quite complex and even confusing. In the first, as far as I understand, you need to find subgraph for other projects, but with similar functionality, and compare them. Although it seems to me that you can find subgraphs for the same project that we have. Perhaps they will implement other functions. All this needs to be described and conveyed. And the last question, which as it seems to me is mostly for IT specialists, because you need to understand what and how it works in the subgraph. This is the whole picture, and already proceeding from this to assess how it is built. But I think if you take a little more time for an analysis, you can understand degree of completeness, complexity and accuracy of the information which subgraph can give about the project. I hope that my short video will help you starting analyzing your subgraphs and nudge you thoughts in the right direction. If you have something to add or correct me, then please write it in the comments to the video so that other users can easily find it. Good luck!